Welcome to episode 46 of Lost in Immersion, your weekly 45-minute stream about innovation. As VR and AR veterans, we will discuss the latest news of the immersive industry. I really wonder what we could talk about this week. So, Fabien, surprise us.
Hello. We talk about the Meta Quest. No. So the Apple Vision Pro is out and released since a couple of days, and actually in the hands of everyone who could buy it, who could afford it. And so I went through a lot of reviews and tech reviews to see what was the consensus, if there is one, around the Vision Pro. So all the major tech podcasts and websites have reviewed it. Let's start. I can switch pages with the good. And I've picked up some images for fun with of people using the Vision Pro in real situations, in outside and even skating. Anyway, so the good first is the overall quality. So the quality of the build itself, the quality of the materials that are used, and the screen quality that are very high resolution. And something that I didn't knew before looking at the reviews is that there is foveated rendering in the Apple Vision Pro. So thanks to the eye tracking, which seems to be very high quality. At least when you are in the Vision OS, you always have this foveated rendering, and you can actually see it if you look at videos that are recorded in the Vision Pro. You can see that the center area where the user is looking is really sharp, and the outside are pretty blurry. So that's one way that they can also achieve this kind of very high quality. The path-through seems to be the best one in the market from what I could read. So very high quality of the cameras, very high quality of the screens inside, as I said, so making it for a very nice path-through. And I didn't see any comments about distortions. So we'll see about ourselves when we can hopefully test it, but seems like the distortions are pretty minimal. Space tracking is very good. So I don't know if there is really a difference with the Quest 3 that has also very nice space tracking, but it seems like you can put windows in a room and go to another room, put another window on the wall, go back into the previous room, and you'll see your windows still in place at the same position. And even you can see people walking as you can see on the picture, skateboarding, and it seems like the windows really stay in place, except in like I saw a test someone doing in a subway, and the windows like moving around. So tracking might have issues in this kind of situation. But I saw somewhere, and I wasn't able to find someone who actually tested it. But there seems to be like a travel mode that kind of deactivates some of the sensors for this kind of usage. And then the ecosystem. So we touched about it a bit last week, but if you already are an iPhone user, you can just, similar to when you are changing iPhones, you can just put your phone close to the Vision Pro and the synchronization happens. So you can, copy something on your Mac and paste it on your Vision Pro. So yeah, the Apple ecosystem is really making really sense here. So that was the good, and then the I didn't say the bad. I said the
Yeah,
cons.
yeah. Can we say something about the
Oh
good?
yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Seb, if
Um,
you want, or I can start.
Go ahead, Kim.
Okay, so yeah, about the latency and so on, so that the people can play ping pong or skateboard or whatever.
Mm.
Apparently, 12 milliseconds, which is surprisingly fast. Apparently, this dedicated chip of the Apple Vision Pro is doing its work. So very impressive on that side. And the other thing I would like to mention that anybody seems to be surprised about is that it works in broad daylight, which is a premiere because any other headset is doing so. I guess the Meta Quest 3 can, but not in broad daylight with a very sunny day. So very impressive on that side, and I'm very very surprised that no one is pointing that, meaning that they are not basing their technology only on infrared, like the HoloLens, for example, which has a lot of issue when you are taking it outside, especially for tracking and especially when you are looking at the sun. I saw a video of someone uh, trying to see the color correction when you are in broad daylight and looking at the sun. Of course, the camera adaptation takes more time, and the color um, is not as great as it is in a controlled environment. But yeah, for me, it's a very very surprising point. And of course, the distortion is a distortion. We talked about it for weeks and months, and apparently the fact that the field of view is not that big. Some reviewers are talking about the view you would have in a ski mask or a Google mask, Google for skiing. So people are not um, pointing that out because it feels like what you are seeing in a schema, so they are used to it. But the field of view seems to be lower than in a Quest 3 or other competitors. So I get they tricked the I don't know, they corrected the problem that way. Hopefully you will get you will get a device to make our own test about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me on the good side.
Yeah, I agree. The 12 milliseconds is quite impressive with the camera exposure time, time to gather the picture, update it, and re-diffuse it in the screen. Yeah, it's amazing. And the great idea they had is to have a specific processor for that compared to the other headset when you do a mixed reality experience on the Quest 3 and it start to be low in performances, then everything is impacted, even the camera pass through, the color pass through. So you get lag on your video and start to be annoying for the user. You should get motion sickness basically quite rapidly. Here with this system, you always get 12 milliseconds, and that's what you need in augmented reality. So that's just perfect to have a constant frame rate around that. Plus the end tracking seems to work very great. So the way they do the occlusion of the hand seems to work kind of great too, even though sometimes you can see some blur and some aliasing around the hand. Maybe that's something you wanted to talk about in the cons, Fab, but yeah, that still seems to be impressive for me. And if the color of the hand is great, then yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, actually, I don't think I put it in the cons. No, because I didn't so much people complaining about it. So indeed, in some videos you can see some holes around the hands when the people are moving their hands quite fast, but overall it seems to work quite well. So you're moving on the cons. So the weight and the pressure on the face is something that everybody is talking about, especially if you are using only the large standard strap. And we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Seems like the other strap that goes above the head is kind of mandatory if you want to use it for more than like 30 or 45 minutes. So yeah, that seems to be like quite a big one that everybody is talking about. And the next that I saw almost consensus on it is the outside screen, the eyesight. So reproducing the eyes on the outside, and it seems like it doesn't work basically. So it doesn't give the effect of that you are actually looking at someone in the eyes. So and the screen seems to be quite reflective as well. So because the screens are inside are not that bright, so the effect is kind of a bit lost here. Then battery life and the fact that you cannot hot switch the battery is also kind of an issue. So you have to like basically turn off the device, switch battery, and turn it on. I saw people having issues with the pass-through in low light, so in the dark at night, but that kind of makes sense, with the limitation of the technology actually. Cannot be perfect. I saw quite a lot of people kind of being excited by the OS itself, the Vision OS, and the native apps that you have, the pictures, the videos, and FaceTime, and etc. But not many people really enjoying new applications from developers, except the standard movies. So it seems like as of today, maybe a couple of days. So as of today, we don't have that killer app yet on the Vision Pro. We talked about the field of view, which seems to be smaller than the Quest 3, but still acceptable, as you were mentioning, Guillaume, similar to what you can see in a ski mask. So not that small. And the avatar that you can see in FaceTime, so the one that you are that are built when you are recording your face with the headset, seems to be kind of uncanny at start. So yeah, it seems like it gets people a bit of time to get used to these avatars. Something like I saw a lot of people complaining about. And finally, I mean, the price. We all know from the start that it's an expensive device. So yeah, what do you think, Seb?
Yeah, I agree on all point that you went through. For the price, of course, that's expensive, but you cannot compare it to the Quest 3. I think it's really higher quality in terms of pass-through. So it's hard to compare it when it's in between the X Vario headset and the Quest 3 headset. So, and the Vario is way more expensive. The application, yeah, I agree with you. There does seem to be a lot of augmented reality application. It's mostly virtual stuff that you place in your environment, but you do not interact a lot with them. It's mostly a video playing or windows that you lay out in your space. One thing I think it's good is that they now showcase that the cable can be removed from the battery. So if you have any issue with the cable, at least this part can be replaced, or you can change the battery easily. But like you said, it's an issue that you cannot run at all the headset without the battery, at least just when swapping one. Like you said, a not swap is not feasible, and that's quite annoying when you have 1 minute of loading the headset again back when you stop it. I also saw that there is no button to stop the power. It's only the battery that you remove and it stops the headset. Otherwise, it's just in standby mode. So it's an interesting way of doing things. That I think the first device that I see working this way without a power button. But I mean, that makes sense in their design, that the way they thought it from the beginning, it's with the battery or not usable at all. So, but that's something that should improve in the next version, I hope.
Yeah, I would be really curious to see. Hopefully, in the near future, we can test the Vario to see where the quality of each headset is set between all of them. That could be interesting. But yeah, I agree in terms of quality and path-through quality. We cannot compare with the Quest 3. So what I wonder is the quality good enough? I mean, so good that we are kind of forgetting about the smaller field of view. Maybe that's a really big difference.
Yeah, because was it shocking directly when you put the headset on someone new, the Quest 3 or the HTC Vive XR Elite? The first thing that they say is, "Oh, that's not the reality that I'm seeing. It's a video with lower quality." And here, with the Vision Pro, everyone is saying that it's almost real life coloring and real life quality. You can still see that it's a screen and cameras, but it's way better than what you can get with the Quest 3.
Yeah. Okay, and one note about the battery as well. I forgot to put it. I think maybe it's in the good is you can, if it's plugged, you can plug the battery, and if you are seated, you can run it as much as you want.
And they did it at they placed the cable to recharge the battery on the same side as the cable that goes to the headset, so that if you put it in your pocket, the cable goes from the same direction. It's not going from one side and the other side, and then it's harder to put in a pocket.
Okay.
One thing I saw on the cons is the keyboard, the way the keyboard works inside the headset. You either use your hand and you tap in the air, but you have to use really the bottom of your finger, and you cannot type like this, not naturally. You type like a hold on a typewriter, an old typewriter, which is okay, but it takes longer time to type. Or you have to look at each letter and then do this. So at least you have a force feedback, natural force feedback with your finger when you do that and you look at each letter. It seems to be pretty fast after a while when you get used to it. But it still takes more time than typing on your keyboard. But like you said, the ecosystem is important here. So having the ability to use your Mac keyboard or your Apple keyboard is a plus there.
Yeah, that reminds me. I have one note and one question for you. The note is, yeah, there is almost no AR. It's all spatial computing, and the only AR that I saw in the review video is when someone is looking at a MacBook, they see the connect button on top of it.
Mm.
So it seems to be, I don't know how they do it, if there is a setup to do before or whatever, but it seems to be like tracked to the MacBook. I don't know if the user has to place the MacBook first in. I'm not sure. I don't know.
No, I think they exactly know their device, so tracking them is not an issue for them.
Yeah, but like with the difference of it fits up. I don't know. And also with the keyboard, if you use a Bluetooth keyboard. And I forgot the question. Okay.
But yeah, someone was also saying that it takes a bit of time to get the fact that you have always to look at buttons to click it, and you cannot just look at it and then look at something else and click, thinking that the previous button you are looking at will trigger. That takes a while to get used to. I thought that was interesting. Like, you need to learn new behavior to use the headset.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
just
about
about
you, Guillaume?
just about the interaction. I think we are in the minority. Well, how do you say that? Well, back in the day, everyone wanted to do the minority report interface, and well, it didn't. It doesn't work because we are not meant to put our hand in the air and do stuff, because it triggers very fast mortal fatigue, and so we can't do that. And I guess we are in the same kind of problem, meaning that on the paper it could be a great idea not to have any controller and just using your eyes and uh, and your hand. Um, Somebody is touching a mug. Can you stop that, please? But yeah, so uh, what I say is that, of course, it seems to be a good thing, complete liberty, freedom, and whatever. But once you are doing it for a long period of time, I can understand why people are. Uh, some reviewers were frustrated. At some point, they just wanted, please give me a controller because I'm fed up with using my eyes, and it's just tiring. And so yeah, for we understand that our head and our eyes are not working that way. At some point, yes, but not all the time. So I'm maybe predicting that at some points they'll do like exactly the same as Microsoft with the clicker. This small remote that it was just meant to click instead of doing the pinch and all this gesture that were very tiring on the long term. So we'll see that, but I predict that they will be doing this at some point. So you were on the battery items, or you just did all the items as well, Fabian?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
Okay, so just a quick quick word on the avatar, or the personas as they are calling them. I don't know if you talked about, because I had some emergency to address, but everybody was like freaked out about the personas, and oh yeah, it's ugly, it's awful, and whatever. I didn't think this was that bad, given the fact that they are scanning it so quickly. If you are watching more and more reviews, at the end, people are not that annoyed. I guess it was just to trash talk about something, but of course it's not perfect, because people were complaining that their air was not moving and so on. Of course it it won't, because you are just doing a 12 or 15-second scan of your face, so of course it's all merged up. But given that fact, I think the rendering of your emotion, and especially the mouth movement and expression when like so given the headset and all that, I think it's pretty impressive, and I guess they will be doing a better scan in the future, maybe by doing a longer period of time of scanning your face, because yeah, 15 seconds is way too fast to get something with lots of details. So yeah, no, I'm not that disappointed by the personas themselves. Where I'm very disappointed about the available applications. We knew that developers they have access to the Apple Vision Pro since the announcement, so it's been 1 year ish, and nothing is impressive at all. It's just very very simple AR app or games or concepts. Nobody found something interesting to do. So maybe as we have the issue with some Apple devices, maybe they don't have access to a lot of features of the headsets itself, like the environment mapping or the 3D scans of the room. For example, we know that sometimes at the beginning Apple are not opening these because they want to keep the exclusivity of some technical features of their headsets, or because there are some confidential or security issues. So I don't know, but I'm very very disappointed that we only have like watching TV and spatial computing, meaning we can work, and not much application that are doing real augmented reality. So yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree on that. About the uncanny avatars, I think the issue is that it's close to reality, but still miss a bit to be nice to look at. I wonder if an option to switch to a more 2D avatar, but still with your real emotion, would have been a better solution for now, until the uncanny is just at the we pass the uncanny to the okay, it's almost real. Because I think that that's really the issue here. It's that it's close to reality, but not perfect or strange to look at. But if you look at the tune doing that emotion, I think that would be acceptable, at least for now, for some people to have the choice between the two.
Mhm.
And one thing we did not mention is the voice recognition. That seems to be also quite impressive. So that's another way to interact. When you search, for example, on your browser, you can directly say the web page that you want the Vision Pro to open, and that really seems to be working really great.
Yeah, and I didn't mention the sound as well. It seems like the speakers are special speakers are working very well as well. And just as a personal guess and conclusions on this, if I can switch pages, yes. So I think looking at the reviews, and again, it's my guess, so let me know if you agree on it. But I think I understand better the compromise that Apple has made on the quality, and it's like they wanted to start this a new venture into a headset with something that has the highest possible quality with the current technology. And this means having the external battery, having a very heavy headset, and a very expensive headset. But that was what they wanted to have. So when people put it in, it's like, wow, it's as good as it can be with the current state of technology. So yeah, that's my guess. I don't know if you agree or not, but and I put some nice pictures that I found on Twitter. So
Yeah, I think, like you said, they narrow the field of view to make sure the quality of the video that you see inside the headset is not annoying or cannot be the first thing that you complain about, like in the other headset that are currently on the market. So yeah, that meant a higher price and a higher quality of hardware, cameras and screens, and dedicated chipset to this part of the experience, which is very important to be comfortable for user.
Yeah, I guess it sums it up, meaning that they did what they could with the technology that is available right now, and even more because they invented it. They invented the dedicated chip, which is a very big step forward with the 12 millisecond latency. They provided the best AR experience you can have right now, and it's a good, yeah, we can hope that it will be better in the future, but I get they already know their issues, because when they announced, the 2025 headset for consumers, they already said that the front display will disappear. So they absolutely know that it's not working, or it doesn't give that much compared to the technical issue that is probably giving them. So yeah, it was just an commercial effect, I guess. For the first version, we know that when they are releasing their first iteration of a device, they always want to have uh, like this wow effect or whatever. But I guess the second version will be way more efficient for usage, and of course the price as well will be lower, and hopefully the technology will be better as well in 1 or 2 years. So we'll see. But yeah, the I guess they delivered what they wanted. People seem to be impressed nonetheless, so I guess it's a win for them as well. And all those people wearing it in public spaces, I don't know if it's just for the buzz, or if they are really using them as is. If it is for them, well, we'll see in the upcoming weeks or months, if people are still working around with these headsets on. But it's interesting to see that now it's imprinted in the global in the mainstream mind, because they are seeing those people wearing masks. So and I'm glad that they are not afraid of doing so, despite the fact if it's just for the buzz. But it's really interesting to see that people will see that in the street, and they are now knowing that it's coming. They will have something on their face at some point.
yeah, Yeah, totally agree. And I think that's it for that part.
Yeah, I just heard one thing that I think is true is that the killer app, there is no killer app, but it's a killer ecosystem around this asset compared to the other one. So I think that's one difference that we can note compared to the other headset on the market.
It's
And
a bare minimum for Apple, I guess.
and with the community that they have, yeah, it's nice move from them. On my side, I wanted to talk about an app that is coming to the Vision Pro, which is Polycam. So this app exists since a long time now. It allows you to take pictures of real models and generate 3D models about them. We talk about this app since a long time, but now they're bringing the app to the Vision Pro. So you will be able to check out your model or one that has been publicly made available on their platform, and then you will be able to drag them in your world and place in your space. So it's we talk about that, but that's one thing that is missing on the market right now, and for the mixed reality experiences is to have a lot of assets to work with, and this opens up a nice interactive experience, nice opportunity for users to create their own model and experience with them. So yeah, what do you think about that, guys?
Yeah, I mean it's really cool. It's too bad that they don't have the ability to capture from the Vision Pro as well. But I guess it will come at some point with all the cameras. I mean, they are capturing special videos, so it should be possible as well. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I always wonder what the real use case here, just to see your 3D models or the library of 3D models and place them in your space. We've already seen that with the app like Augment, for example, which are providing this kind of database of 3D. So here you can see you can do some yeah, some interior design, but on the practical side, it's always minimal. So I guess the point of Fabien is a good one. You should be able to 3D scan, then import it directly to the database and verify that it's and check if everything works. But there, I guess you don't have any export of your meaning that if you are doing like interior design and having your room done on your table, I guess you can't export it to a new model. It's just playing with the 3D assets, and it's very, very limiting that way. And I hope that they will find a better use case for this. And once again, I'm very, very surprised that Luma AI, but maybe it's coming, which is a company that is very, very on the 3D scan side with Gaussian and so on. They didn't announce that they will be compatible with the Apple Vision Pro. So maybe it's not yet finished, or as I said, maybe they don't have access to all the cameras and captors of the Apple Vision Pro, so that they can do what they are doing right now with a simple smartphone or tablet.
Yeah, I agree with you on the fact that it's missing scenario and thing that you can do to interact with your environment that you created and save it as an app or something that you can launch, or even create augments. So when you go on specific place in your environment, then you can see again the 3D media that you have placed there, and also save that to share that with someone else.
Mm.
But I guess that's coming. That's the first step toward that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be nice, like you go on on a trip or on a holiday, you capture a few things with your phone, and when you're back home, you can showcase what you captured to your friends on the Vision Pro. Could be nice.
Mm. Okay.
Right.
Anything more, Seb, or?
No, I think that's it. You can start your own subject.
Or it would be very quick because we don't have much time. But yeah, just to wrap this up about Meta, they 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 earn money for the first time with their VR and immersive branch. They did like 1 billion last semester, so very impressive. Um, and the other news is that Horizon, you know, the metaverse made by Meta that we buried months ago. Apparently, it is now in the top 10 most used application on the Quest. So people are saying that it is rising from the dead, and maybe it will become something in the upcoming months. But we know that they've made some Roblox partnership as well. So I don't know if they they pull the trigger too soon by making these kind of partnership, and now they will have two applications that are uh, competitors to each other, or maybe they would share the community. But yeah, I don't really know what it's going to be, but very good news that the metaverse of Meta is not dead yet, and apparently it's becoming something. So I guess they are still working on it, making some improvement, and people are answering to that.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've looked at, but last time I checked, Horizon was not available in Japan, so I wasn't able to test it. But I tried Roblox, and it was a pretty bad experience. Like it seemed to me like they just took the mobile and desktop app and put it in VR. So the user experience is really not what we would expect from a VR experience. So totally different from what you can get in VR chats, which is intuitive. So I don't know. I need to test again. It's been a couple of weeks, so I don't know if they made updates. But yeah, that's maybe a hint as why Horizon is rising up.
Right. Yeah. Nice to see that one metaverse is coming from the dead, like you said, Guillaume.
Okay, so I guess that's it for today. We'll see you guys next week, and hopefully we'll talk about the Apple Vision Pro killer app that will show up from somewhere. Otherwise, we'll find some other subject of the immersive world. So see you guys. Have a nice week, and goodbye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.